The woman was only trying to serve her niece a piece of meat when her brother suddenly kicked the girl over. The woman, shocked, wanted to ask her boyfriend to intervene, but he continued eating as though nothing was happening. Then, the brother went too far, raising a chair to strike the daughter. The woman rushed to stop him, but her mother-in-law got to the brother first and prevented him from hitting the girl. When the woman turned back, she saw that her boyfriend hadn't moved a muscle, and she began to wonder if he was being influenced by this environment. It was then that the brother finally noticed the woman's presence and stopped his actions. But after returning to her room, the woman couldn't shake off the scene. She looked at her thoughtful boyfriend, now worried that he might turn out like her brother later on. Her boyfriend noticed her distracted attitude and asked her what was wrong. She explained that she was concerned about her sister-in-law, who had fallen while pregnant, but the boyfriend coldly replied that it was just a fall and nothing serious. The woman felt her disbelief growing and started to question whether his kindness was just a facade. Was he truly cold-hearted underneath? Seeing her doubts, her boyfriend quickly tried to make amends, saying that her sister-in-law was not only foolish but also incapable of managing household chores, which was why her brother felt disdain toward her. He reassured her that some arguments between husband and wife were inevitable, but that he would never treat the beautiful and wise woman the same way. To prove his sincerity, he even promised not to have a physical relationship with her until after they were married. He comforted her further, and seeing his gentle demeanor, the woman's concerns began to fade. Little did she know, she was about to fall into his trap. Later that night, after she had fallen asleep, someone broke into her room and slipped their hand under the blanket. The woman woke up immediately and saw her niece standing by the bed. The niece rushed to her for help, saying that her sister-in-law, who was in her second trimester, was sweating heavily from the fall. The woman advised her niece to immediately tell her brother, but the girl, terrified of him, replied that her father would never spend money on them. She then pointed toward the pigsty and said it was all ordered by her grandmother, who didn't want to stir up trouble in the house. The woman, filled with rage, immediately rushed to check on her sister-in-law. When she arrived, she found her sister-in-law in unbearable pain and realized something was wrong. She wanted to seek help from her boyfriend, but he told her not to get involved in her brother's family matters. The woman's suspicions grew again. With no other choice, she drove her sister-in-law to the emergency room herself. At the hospital, the doctor said an examination was urgently needed, but the sister-in-law clutched the doctor's hand, saying that her mother-in-law had warned her that an exam would be bad for the baby and that she would be punished if she went for one. The woman felt intense anger, imagining how her sister-in-law must live under such oppressive conditions. When the doctor mentioned the high cost of the examination, the sister-in-law begged to go home. The woman immediately offered to pay for the treatment, telling her sister-in-law to get checked. The mother-in-law arrived the next day and, upon hearing about the medical bill, smugly told the woman that they had saved a lot of money by not having to pay for it. She then claimed she had forgotten to bring money but was caught in a lie by the woman, who exposed the truth. The mother-in-law tried to argue but was silenced by her son. The boyfriend blamed the woman, accusing her of not understanding the situation, saying it was difficult for them to get there because of the poor transportation. The woman asked why he didn't call a cab, but the boyfriend explained they couldn't afford the few $100s it would cost. At that moment, the woman's heart sank. She realized that her sister-in-law wasn't valued in the family, and the boyfriend's behavior only confirmed it. Seeing her reaction, the boyfriend quickly